What's up, everybody? Welcome into another episode of Doc's Daily. It is Thursday, November 6th. We are live, full effect, 1 o'clock Eastern. I think I'm riding solo today. Robert texted me last night. He had some stuff going on, so said he'd be here Friday, but I guess I should assumed he wasn't going to be here today. But that's okay. That's all right. We roll on. That means you guys got to help out in the chat. So answer everybody's questions, ask questions. We will get through this. Only one NBA game on today, so I'm thankful for that there's only one, because if there was a ton of them and it was just me, I'd feel bad because I don't know breakdown. Suns Clippers game. No, thank you. It's a pass for me. It's just a pass. I just don't want to. A pretty decent game on Thursday night. I know the records don't describe that, the 2-6 to a 7-2 team, but we'll get into that a little bit. A little bit of college basketball going on today. I actually think there's a really good college football game on tonight, and there's a decent slate, 3, 6, 7, 9 or so games on for the NHL. So we got a lot to break through. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, drop in the comment section what you're into, side, total, prop, or otherwise. Let's hear about it. And free $60 account. If you're new to Docs and you haven't used this, I don't know what you're waiting for. You go in the link in the description of the video. You can click it. Use the $60. Try out any handicapper you want. That's an easy way to say, hey, I want to try Jason Sharp or Robert Ferringo or Griffin Murphy or Nick Benkin or Craig Trapp or Indian Cowboy. The list goes on and on and on, right? Actually, it doesn't go on and on. There's only 12 of them. But you get the idea. Free $60. Use any which way you want. Day pass, month pass, season pass. You do you, Pikachu. This bothers me. I got darkness right there. It bothers me. And my light is not just... It doesn't really do what I want it to do. Anyways, so that fixes it. YouTube memberships. Become a YouTube member. It's real simple. There's 3 levels of it. The first level, entry level, $4.99 a month. $5. Just let me say $5. $5 a month. Easy peasy. Sign up. You get live shows, members only live show. You get early access to some content before it goes live. You get members access. You also get plays from me 5-6 days a week. I'll get you in on some teasers that I do, some out of the box kind of things. Sometimes some same game parlays. You know, it wasn't talked about enough. I got sick over the weekend, and but we finished game 7 on a high note. We hit 4. Yeah, the 7th game was the deciding factor. 4 and 3 we went with same game parlays for +3. Well, the smallest one was +220. The other ones were 300 or above. So we cashed on some same game parlays in the World Series, and shout out, the last one was +4 something. I want to say +420, but that's my go-to 400 number. If you know, you know. But it was a nice cash there. So follow along. Level 1 only costs you $5 a month through YouTube. Okay, if you do it on the desktop, it's literally $4.99. If you do it on your cellular device, okay, if you're on, I don't care if it's Verizon, T-Mobile, or Obama phone, either way, you will get charged a fee, like a couple bucks, so it'll be like $6 instead of $4.99 or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what the charge is. It ain't my charge. I don't get none of it. It's their charge. $5 a month. That's what you start out at. If you want to do Indian Cowboy, that's $19.99. $20. $20, you get all of him and his videos every day, and including all of my stuff. If you want everything, you go $49.99, $50 a month. You get Craig Trapp, Indian Cowboy, myself. Links in the description. I'm done selling it. It sells itself. Click the link in the description. Holla at your boy. If you ask me for a free membership for $5, I'm going to ask you to go buy me a value meal. I want a burger, a fry, and a Coke. Okay, I won't, or that's what I want, and then I'll give you $5. Some of you are like, oh, Lenny's on one. Lenny's always on one. Travis is in the house. Thoughts on Carolina, Minnesota, NHL. We're going to talk a lot about NHL, so I'm glad you brought it up. Let's get right into it. This game here, let's see what I have. Let me make sure, because there was a couple games. I'm a draw guy. For those of you that are brand new to this show, if you hear me talking about a draw or in regulation, 60-minute bets, for those of you that aren't aware of that, that means they got to win in regulation, no time, can't go to overtime, okay? It'll be called a three-way line, you might hear it be called. You might hear it called in regulation. You might hear it called 60-minute line, okay? Either way, that's what that means. Draw, you're betting a draw, that means you want the game to go to overtime. We're like, yep, 60 minutes is not enough. This is one of those spots where I kind of maybe might dabble in on the draw here. If not, I'm going to lean Carolina in regulation. And let me pull up notes. Why can't I? So I'm not going to have a whole lot. Sorry. Close out 18 million things here. So the Wild, last 5 games, they're 2-5 or 2-3 in their last 5. They won their last 2. The last game being at home against Nashville. In fact, all of these Wild games were at home against opponents. They've been at home for the last 5 games. Now they go on the road to Carolina. Carolina coming off a 2-game road trip, where they split that 2-game road trip, losing 2-1 in Boston and winning 3-0 for the Rangers, or beating the Rangers, I should say. I kind of lean Carolina in regulation, but I think this Minnesota team is just, it's better than their 5-6-3 record. And on the road, they're 2-3-1. Carolina's really good at home. So if I'm going to dance with Carolina, it's in regulation. I see the price here at minus 180 to 90, depending on your book. Shop your lines, you know that. But in 60-minute line, let's go over to DraftKings, because that's where I like to get my 60-minute lines. Minus 130. Obviously, minus 130 sounds a lot better than minus 180, 190. So I this morning I had this circled as a possible draw. The longer I've looked at it, I'm gonna go Carolina in regulation at minus 130. I think that's a fair price. It's a little juicy for me there, but I really think the Wild, it's not like anybody's coming off a back-to-back or anything like that. I kind of like the Canes in regulation, so that's where I'm going officially. That's where I'm going. Why can't I just regulation 130? There it is. All right, boom shakalaka. All right, so that's where I'm going there on that one. Derek wants to know Raiders up to 10.5. This is ridiculous here. I mean, what do you? I want to take it so bad. But I've been on Denver all year. I think Bo Nix is legit. I think having Sean Payton makes him legit. It makes him a legit threat. I think I'm going to attack this a little bit differently. There's some props that I like. I might look at like a Bo Nix props for like rushing. I think he runs all over the place here. I can't see a stage in Denver. If this was in Vegas, and not really, that Vegas doesn't have that big of a home field advantage. Denver obviously does. Prime time, Thursday night football, yada, 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 in Denver, yada, yada, yada. The storyline, right? I don't know if I can do that. Or you bought the Raiders up to 10.5. Okay. I thought you were saying it was at 10.5 now. Now it's at 9.5 everywhere. So you bought the point. I don't hate that. How much does that cost you? You probably got that at minus 150. minus 160. I mean, if you like it, you like it. Me, I would have looked at this a different way. And hear me out with this, Derek. A 6-point teaser is about minus 130. Depending on your book, some will have it at 135 to 40. MGM has it at minus 125. Okay. I don't get paid by MGM. I'm just saying, if they would like to, they should shout out me, holler at me in my DMs. I sound like some old Southern woman. Holler at me in my DMs. But yeah, which I don't check, by the way, half the time on Twitter because I'm old. Anyways, I would have took the Raiders in a teaser. Over 6-point teaser is going to give me 15.5 points. That covers the 2 touchdowns. Okay. And God, I want to go over. I want to go over so bad. But I really think like Denver puts it on. I don't believe the Raiders are very good. I know everybody was really excited about the Raiders because Tom Brady joined the minority ownership group. How the hell does that matter? I never understood that. But I'm also not a fan of what's his name, coach. God bless it. The old man. Whatever. Pete Carroll. Sorry. Took me a minute. Pete Carroll. I can't do Pete Carroll. I don't think I think the game is kind of passed up Pete Carroll. I think he means well. And it's a damn shame because he is a Hall of Fame coach, but he don't know when to walk away. Raiders hung with Jacksonville. I don't think Jacksonville's all that. I think they had their moment. They lose to Kansas City, which obviously we think Kansas City's a Super Bowl contender. They beat Tennessee, might be the worst team in the league. They lose to maybe the best team in the league, the Colts, and they scrapped with the Chicago Bears 25-24. And that's what I think of this team is the Chicago Bears in the desert. Okay, so the Raiders, that's where I kind of got with this. Long story short, I took the Denver Broncos in a teaser down because I think they win by a touchdown in Denver. And then I took the total up because this worries me a little because I need the Denver Broncos. I need the I need the Raiders. Their team total is at 16.5. I need them to flirt with that. Okay. Like maybe some garbage time. Maybe I need 1 touchdown, 2 field goals is what I really need. Okay. Because I think Denver is going to put it on them. I think Denver could possibly score 30. Okay. So if Denver scores 30, the total's at 42.5, 43. Drop that down 6. Now we're at 37. I just see how I have to get there over. Now, in retrospect, the smart play is under. Tease that up to almost 50 and say there's no way these 2 dumbass teams are going to get 50. Okay, especially where's the Raiders offense? Okay, tease it under 50 and then take the Broncos down. Because in some spots, 9.5, you're going to get to the 3.5. I think I don't think this is a field goal game. But I tossed and turned about this game. So I'm on some few props. Come a member, level 1, you'll get those props. I'm on a few props there. It's $5 a month. But this scares Derek. It scares me. It scares me because I think the Broncos are going to pull out some tricks. And I think also the Broncos, let's be clear. I know that division and whatever, yada, 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 but the Denver Broncos are in the first place of that division. Behind them are the the Los Angeles Chargers, 6-3, and the Kansas City Chiefs, 5-4, who are full steam ahead. Okay, so this is a game where they can't slip because obviously the Chiefs are coming, and I think the Chargers will still continue to go. So they don't want to slip and lose a division game. They can't go 0-2 in the division. They already lost the division game. Can't go 0-2 in that division and expect to win that division in the same division the Chiefs in. So Denver has to lay it on them. It's positioning at this point. I'm just saying that kind of worries me there a little bit. But let's get back into some hockey here. Because I hope that answered your question, Derek. I did go through a few hockey bets that I did like today. I'm going to give you guys a draw here, bet. I do like the Penguins in regulation playing the Capitals. This is a nice plus 140 tag here. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that the Penguins are a great team. My NHL going to go? Okay, or anything that we all know. Washington won last night. Called that over St. Louis on Doc's Daily yesterday. Ovechkin got his 900th goal, right? Ovechkin gets his 900th goal. That team celebrated instantly from there on out. Pucks were just going to the net, no problems. Like top of the world, ma. Okay. What did they do? They continued that night out. They went out to dinner, celebrate, just celebrate, blah, blah, blah. It's exactly what Jack is saying here. It's a letdown game for the Caps. You take in the Penguins here, and you can get the Penguins on a pretty good price, if I'm not mistaken. About even money. Minus 105 to even money. If you think the Penguins are going to win tonight, they're going to win in regulation. Take the plus 140. Take the stab. Maybe I'm getting greedy, whatever, but I think it's a letdown spot. I think Pittsburgh can win this game. And I think if they do win this game, if it goes to overtime, I don't want nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? So it's definitely, like Jack says, it's a letdown game. I'm on Pittsburgh in regulation, plus 140. Worked out nice for us yesterday, and for Toronto. And like I said, we had Washington in regulation, plus 100. So I'm going to go after that. I also, a couple totals I looked at today in the NHL, the Ducks in Dallas and the Lightning in Vegas. I just saw this Vegas team play, my Wings, the other night. 1-0 loss for the Wings. But they're playing better defense, but they didn't shoot the puck a lot. Okay, so that worries me a little bit in games like this, but I don't know. I am skeptical about saying that the Wings defense shut them down. Okay, I'm very skeptical over saying that. So I don't think that's the case. I think it was more of them just not being on the same page kind of situation. So I like Vegas at home. Okay, I will say that. And short price, I think you can get that at minus 115, minus 130, right in there. Okay, shop your lines. There's one of each out there. There's a 115, and there's a few 130s. There's a lot of 125s, 120s, but you can get that there. This is not one of those games where I take a stab at Vegas in regulation. If anything, I'm going to sprinkle as well on the draw here. And the draw on Vegas and Tampa plus 320 on DraftKings. Plus 320 on DraftKings. I'm going to go, I am going to sprinkle on the draw on that. TBL, HK. I do kind of like that. It might be a members only play. Just because here's the thing. I don't feel like the Knights their record is 7-2-3. They are 4-1-1 at home. They did start a little slower. That's where those two come from, but they've been on fire at home as well. But this Tampa Bay team is not to be messed with. I really think the Lightning can give them a little bit more of a fight than the Red Wings did on last Tuesday, and they gave them that on the last leg of a 4-game road trip. So I knew the Rings, as much hope as I had for my Red Wings, I knew they were going to be on tired legs, right? And they gave them a little bit of a fight, and they only lost that game 1-0. Okay, so it wasn't like the Knights should have put it on them in that game, and they didn't. So because they didn't, I kind of think Tampa stays in this game. Little rest, maybe a sprinkle on the draw, half unit on the draw, nothing big. That and the Panthers and the Kings game, I'm also sprinkling on that draw and the Ducks Stars game. Those 3 games, I have 1.5 units, 3 half-unit plays, draw, all the way down. Do you like the Sabres catching the Blues on a back-to-back? God. The Sabres started out real hot, right? Like 3-0, whatever they started out. Kind of hot. Kind of came back down to earth. They're 5-4-4. They're 5-2-2 at home. Yes, that plays into a Sabres play. The Blues are horrible on the road, 2-4. That plays into a Sabres play. The price being, I think, at 130, 135. There's a 130 out there. Shit. If you live in Vegas, Circa's got 128. Circa will gamble with you. Woo-wee. Does it look too obvious, Jack? That's my worry. But I guess not when I look at it. Now that sometimes I got to speak it out to existence to hear it said. Like I can cap it on paper and take all my notes. But at the end of the day, yeah, I think that's priced pretty right. The Sabres aren't a great team, but the Blues aren't a great team on the road, and they're coming off a back-to-back, which Ovechkin just kind of dominated him a little bit. So I'll ride with you there. Absolutely. I also, I want to bet the Canadiens tonight. I think they beat the Devils. I have not bet them yet, but I want to. The Canadiens are a really good team. Montreal's going to be a scrappy dog fight team. 9-3-1, 5-2 on the road. Of that 9-3-1, the Devils are 9-4 straight up, right? And they're 4-0, 5-0, 5-0 on the road. I mean, at home. Devils are 5-0 at home. But you got a really good Canadiens team with a pretty good record, 5-2 on the road coming in. Everybody's had rest. Last time anybody's played, it's been since the 4th. Today's the 6th, right? Let me double check. No, I apologize. The Devils haven't played since the 2nd, since Sunday. So they've been, that plays into a little bit. See, that gives me an edge to want to take Montreal because there's okay. So we're capping together. You're really in the mind of, and I apologize for this shit. You're in the mind here. You're down the rabbit hole with me. When a team like the Devils, who have a great home record, have more than a couple days rest than average. So they haven't played since Sunday. So that's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That's 4 days rest as opposed to 2 days rest. Maybe a little bit of rust sets in. This would take me a Canadiens team that you don't think that anybody has mentioned in the coaching staff that the Devils haven't lost a home game yet in the Montreal locker room? I'm pretty sure somebody has. If they haven't, and you're watching this show, this is where you look to your brethren to the left or right and say, hey, man, do you know we're about to play the Devils who haven't lost all year yet? We should give them their first loss. They should be ramped up for that game. So I'm going to go at that game as a Montreal first period. Come out hot, right? Maybe even look at a Montreal first to score, something like that. I can get Montreal. Nah, damn it. The half a goal is too juicy. It's like minus 190. But I'll take Montreal on a stab at plus 110 first period. Yeah, I can get that 115. I'll take a stab on that. That's all. Always appreciate it. You're welcome, my guy. We haven't even talked about college football, and I want to talk about that before I get out of here because I don't want to keep you guys much longer. This Georgia Southern App State game. No. Hell no. I don't want nothing to do with it. I don't want nothing to do with it. We missed last night's teaser pissed me off. We were on the right side of Toledo, which it was hard not to be. And we were on the right side of the teaser with the points, Kent State. But Ball State and Kent State game, I 30 points. I don't understand that. 17-13 game. I would have expected that to be more of a 27-23 game. I needed more. We didn't come close to the total. So we missed that into the total, but we cashed some hockey for sure. This UTSA, South Florida, though. What do you guys feel about that? Any thoughts on that? I'm kind of all over the place on this. I love when people tell me you're not supposed to tease college football, and I don't understand why. And when I ask people that, they're just like, oh, that's just the way it is. Bullshit. If my grandfather told me that I was supposed to walk backwards down the street, I would ask why. And if he would say that's just the way it is, I would then go, Grandpa's trying to make me walk down the street backwards. Okay? That's how my life goes. So just because a capper tells you that you're not supposed to tease college football, I want to know why. Nobody gives me a valid reason why. Don't tell me not to tease through zero either. That being said, I don't know if I have a teaser for this game. I might be more invested. I think there's going to be some points here scored. I really, really do. I think South Florida can score bunches or maybe even just total by itself. So I might be involved with a teaser involving the total, and then a teaser, the second part of that teaser being involved in the NFL game. So if I'm going to approach a teaser tonight, it's going to be like a college football NFL teaser kind of situation. And it might but then again, it might not. I got to really look at the numbers and how that breaks down. But if that's it, all you guys got any questions or anything, I appreciate anybody watching just me here. I appreciate it. Tomorrow will be Robert Ferringo and Craig Trapp. They will go over all things for the weekend. I'm sure talk some college basketball. I'm sure there's a big slate on for the weekend as it just started. I'm going to need another week of effing around and finding out personally. And I could give you a laundry list of plays that I'm on in college basketball. Like, I mean, we're just feelers here. We're being degenerate in college basketball and just getting some feelers out there. And that's how I do my research. So I don't recommend it for everybody. So, gotta get a base going for college basketball. But we'll be back tomorrow, 1:00 Eastern. Don't forget about Saturday's show, 11 a.m. Eastern. Griffin and I are going to go through every college football game on the slate. We'll run down the slate. We've been kind of the last couple weeks all over the place with questions, but we're going to try and get a little bit more structured and hit specific games along the way. Appreciate all you guys coming in, though, on Saturday, showing us love, sharing us out. If you guys haven't, ring that bell for notifications yet. You'll never miss any of our live content tonight. For members only. Y'all, $5. $5. That's it. For $5 a month on YouTube. On Monday nights and Thursday nights, we go live. Me, Craig Trapp, and Indian Cowboy. We're live for the halftime show. There's no singing. There's no dancing. Trust me, you don't want that. But what we are doing is giving out in-game winners adjustable bets at halftime. So if you get on anything at halftime of this Raiders and Broncos game and you want to make a move and get off of it, let's talk about it. At halftime of the Raiders-Broncos game is when that happens. It's usually around 9:30 Eastern, depending on when the game starts. You know what I mean? And how fast the first half goes. But we've been crushing some plays in there with all year. We've been really doing that. So that's just one of the perks that you get Mondays and Thursdays, for example, for being a YouTube member. And you can get that for $5 a month. I mean, it pays for itself for sure. And you know what? You don't even have to throw me a cheeseburger, although I do like cheeseburgers. Good luck unless you're against this. We'll see you on the next one. Take care, folks.